guys, welcome to my channel. This is Yinky. Today shall be the making of a welt and a flap pocket. So this is an extract from my full video of how to make a jacket. So this video will be released before the end of this week. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that and turn on the notification bell so as not to miss out on all of my videos. So let's get started. The first thing is my pattern. So sometimes ago, I did a tutorial on how to draft a notched collar jacket. And it includes the pocket pattern. So I have two flap, four welt, and also two pocket back. And also I have pocket back facing. I have two also. I'll be cutting two also. Then for the three that I've mentioned, I'll be cutting their lining. But for the welt, I don't need to cut lining. I'll just fold it into two. So I'll be folding the welt into two. So for the flap, I'm going to stitch round like so. I will stitch it round, then turn it to the right side. So that means I will be cutting lining for the flap also. So here is the one I have done. I have done one side. As you can see, it is very, very neat and beautiful. So I'll be showing you how to go about this now. So the first thing is just the line where you're going to place your pocket. So chalk it out so that you will know where the pocket will stay. So the flap is 5.5 inches by 3 inches. So horizontally it is 5.5 and vertically it will be 3 inches. So for pocket back facing, you have 6 inches by 8 inches. And for the pocket bag itself, you have 6 inches by 7 inches. Then also for the welt, you have 6 inches for the length and by 1 inches. 6 inches by 1 inches. So I'm going to iron feasible interfacing, iron and interfacing on it. So the white interfacing has been ironed on it right now. So I'll go ahead and use a lining to turn the facing like so. So I'm stitching it by the sewing allowance I put there. So at the end of the day, after stitching it, I'm going to take the measurements and make sure the length is the actual length that I needed for my flap. I needed 4.5. So I'm going to take the measurement. You can see I just put my tape measure to check that out. Then go ahead and press it well before you place it on your pattern, on your fabric. So use the pocket flap. Use the flap to take the measurement of your pocket length like so. So the pocket mouth will be carrying the length of the flap like so. You can see I have 4.5. I want a moderate pocket. So I'll just mark that out. Then after I have done that, just pay a little more attention here. Mark ½ inch inward on both sides to bring the envelope edge out, because you really need that for a neat finishing. So mark ½ inch inward like so to bring the envelope. You can see the envelope shape right now that I'm bringing out, because you're going to notch through that while you're fixing your welt later on. So place your welt. This is where the flap will be, but you first of all place the welt, then place the flap. So I'm stitching the two together here. So I'll be stitching the two together at a time, at a go. So if you don't find it convenient, you can stitch it one by one. You can first of all stitch the welt, then afterwards you can stitch the flap. So having done that, you can see where I stopped. I stopped on the flap. So I use the flap as a guide. So the length, the actual length of the pocket is where I stitched on. And the actual length of the pocket, as you know, is the flap length. So you can see the chalk, that's where I will stitch on. Then I'll be stitching by 1/4 inch because I have on my welt I have folded 1 inch into two, giving me half. Then when I'm stitching like 1/4 inch, and that will be like I'm stitching just like 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. So when you get here, this is complicated a little. That envelope shape, use your scissors to bring the shape out at this point. The shape must be perfect so that you will have a nice and finished look. So bring the envelope shape out. That part that we shocked out the other time is what I'm trying to bring out here. Do that on both sides. So do that on both sides. So I'm trying to create that on the other side also. The envelope shape, I'll use my scissors to cut it and bring it out like so. You can see how it is. So having done that, you will be able to push this to the wrong side. You know we are on the right side. So the right side of the front, we are on the right side of the front. So you push it inward. You push some part inward, then you have this as your welt. Then you push the flap also, push the sewing allowance to the wrong side. Then the flap will be facing the waist. So the flap will face downward like so. I hope you get that. It's not difficult, it's simple, but just a little bit trickish. Go ahead and press it, and it will be very neat at the end of that. So I'll be going on a short break now. I'll be back in a while, so just stay connected.
Do you desire to be a professional fashion designer in just few weeks? Then what are you waiting for? Enroll at Yinki Couture Academy today. Our online, offline, and physical trainings are open in the following classes: advanced class for 4 weeks, intermediary class 8 weeks, and beginner class for 20 weeks. For inquiries, please call 0805 7944477 or 0903 218 4192. You can equally connect to us on our various social media platforms at Yinki Couture. Yinki Couture, home of dressmaking techniques.
You're welcome back. So the next thing to do is to stitch that pointed allowance, that envelope shape. Just stitch it down, stitch it together with the two welt. So, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stitch it very close to the extreme edge like this. Just watch what I do. Stitch it very close, but make sure you're very careful while you're stitching it. So I'll go ahead and do that on both sides. I'll hold it down on both sides so that it will be very neat on the right side. So you can see I'm doing that on the wrong side. So having stitched it down, I'll go ahead and bring my pocket facing and pocket bag to continue the process. So the only thing you need to consider is, so this is the right side. This is the right side. You can see how the right side is. It's very okay. So we are on the wrong side right now. I'll bring the pocket bag and pocket bag facing rather. So I'm going to attach the pocket bag here on the down side, and on the upper side I'll be attaching the pocket bag facing because that one is longer. So I'll be attaching it like so because this part carries the length on the welt. If you can remember, it carries 6 inches, the same inches on the welt. So I'll go ahead and stitch it down, just attach it neatly and carefully. So having done that, I'll go ahead and attach this is the pocket bag itself. So the pocket bag facing will be the one facing this. I hope you get that. So that one will be attached. You can see pocket bag facing. So that one will be attached to the upper part right now. I'm going to attach it here carefully also. It also carries the length on the welt. 6 inches that I have on the welt is what this place is also carrying, if you can remember. So I'm going to attach this also carefully to the tip of the welt. So I'll just attach that carefully to the tip of the welt, and having done that, I'll bring it facing the each other. So it's facing each other like so, then I'll stitch it down to form our bag. So I'll just close it on the 3 sides. I'll just close it like so. So having done that, this is what I have, and we've come to the end of this tutorial. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and also share my videos, and stay connected to this channel, as I'll be dropping a video of how I made the complete jacket. I made the sewing tutorial of this jacket. So till I see you in my next video, until then, bye.